March 27th, 1 Samuel 1, 2, and 3. 1 Samuel 1. Lots of names. And there was a certain man of Ramathaim, Sophim, of the mountains of Ephraim, and his name was Elphanah, son of Jeroham, son of Elihu, son of Tohu, son of Zuph, an Ephraimite. And he had 2 wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. Now this man went up from his city year by year to worship and slaughter to Yah of hosts in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of Yah, were there. And when the day came for Elkanah to make a slaughtering, he gave portions to Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons and daughters. But although he loved Hannah, he gave only 1 portion to Hannah, because Yah had shut up her womb. Moreover, her rival also provoked her greatly, to make her irritable, because Yah had shut up her womb. And so he did, year by year. Whenever she went up to the house of Yah, she was provoked. So that she wept and did not eat. And her husband Elkanah said to her, Hannah, why do you weep? Why do you not eat? And why is your heart sad? Am I not better to you than 10 sons? And Hannah rose up after eating and drinking in Shiloh. And Eli the priest was sitting on the seat by the doorpost of the Hakal of Yah. I think Hakal is temple. And she was bitter in life, and prayed to Yah, and wept bitterly. And she made a vow, and said, O Yah of hosts, if you would indeed look on the affliction of your female servant, and remember me, and not forget your female servant, but shall give your female servant a male child, then I shall give him to Yah all the days of his life, and let no razor come upon his head. And it came to be, as she kept on praying before Yah, that Eli was watching her mouth. And Hannah spoke in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. So Eli thought she was drunk. And Eli said to her, How long are you going to be drunk? Put your wine away from you. And Hannah answered and said, No, my master, I am a woman pained in spirit, and I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my being before Yah. Do not take your female servant for a daughter of Belial, for it is out of my great concern and provocation that I have spoken until now. And Eli answered and said, Go in peace, and the Elohim of Israel give you your petition, which you have asked of him. And she said, Let your female servant find favor in your eyes. And the woman went her way and ate, and her face was no more sad. And they rose up early in the morning, and worshipped before Yah, and returned and came to their house at Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and Yah remembered her. And it came to be, at the turn of days, that Hannah conceived and bore a son, and called his name Shemuel, because I have asked Yah for him. And the man Elkanah and all his house went up to slaughter to Yah the yearly slaughtering and his vow. But Hannah did not go up, for she said to her husband, When the child is weaned, then I shall take him, and he shall appear before Yah, and remain forever there. And her husband Elkanah said to her, Do what is good in your eyes. Remain until you have weaned him. Only let Yah establish his word. And the woman remained and nursed her son until she had weaned him. And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her, with 3 bowls, and 1 ephah of flour, and a skin of wine, and brought him to the house of Yah in Shiloh, and the child was young. And they slew a bull, and brought the child to Eli. And she said, O my master, as your being lives, my master, I am the woman who stood by you here praying to Yah. I prayed for this youth, and Yah granted me what I asked of him. So I have also loaned him to Yah. All the days that he lives, he shall be loaned to Yah. And he worshipped there before Yah. 1 Samuel 2. And Hannah prayed, and said, My heart rejoices in Yah. My horn has been high in Yah. My mouth is open wide over my enemies, for I have rejoiced in your deliverance. There is no one set apart like Yah, for there is no one besides you. There is no rock like our Elohim. Do not multiply words so proudly. Let no arrogance come from your mouth. For Yah is an El of knowledge, and by him deeds are weighed. Bows of the mighty are broken, and those who stumble shall be girded with strength. The satisfied have hired themselves out for bread, and the hungry have ceased. Even the barren has borne 7, and she who has many children pines away. Yah puts to death and makes alive. He brings down to Sheol, and he raises up. Yah makes poor and makes rich. He brings low and lifts up. He raises the poor from the dust. He lifts the needy from the dunghill to sit with princes, and make them inherit a throne of esteem. For the supports of the earth belong to Yah, and he has set the world upon them. He guards the feet of his loving committed ones, but the wrong are silent in darkness. For man does not become mighty by power. Those who oppose Yah are shattered. From the heavens he thunders against them. Yah judges the end of the earth, and gives strength to his sovereign, and exalts the horn of his anointed. And Elkanah went to his house at Ramah, but the youth served Yah before Eli the priest. And the sons of Eli were sons of Belial. They did not know Yah. And the ruling of the priests with the people was that when any man slaughtering, the priest's servant shall come with a 3-pronged flesh hook in his hand while the meat was cooking, and shall strike it into the basin, or kettle, or cauldron, or pot. And the priest would take for himself all that the flesh hook brought up. Thus they did at Shiloh to all Yisrael who came there. Also, before they burned the fat, the priest's servant would come and say to the man who slaughtered, Give meat for roasting to the priest, for he does not accept cooked meat from you, but raw. And if the man said to him, Let the fat be burned up first, then take as much as your being desires, he would then answer him, No, but give it to me now, and if not, I shall take it by strength. And the sin of the young men was very great before Yah, for the men despised the offering of Yah. But Shemuel was attending before Yah, a youth, wearing a linen shoulder garment, and his mother would make him a little robe, and bring it to him year by year, when she came up with her husband to slaughter the yearly slaughtering. And Eli blessed Elkanah and his wife, and said, Yah give you offspring from this woman, for the one she prayed for, and gave to Yah. Then they would go to their own home. Yah visited Hannah so that she conceived and bore 3 sons and 2 daughters, while the young Shemuel grew before Yah. And Eli was very old, and had heard all that his sons were doing to all Israel, and how they lay with the women who were assembling at the door of the tent of appointment. And he said to them, Why do you do deeds like these? For I hear of your evil deeds from all the people. Know my sons, for it is not a good report I hear, making the people of Yah transgress. If one man sins against another, Elohim shall judge him. But if a man sins against Yah, who shall pray for him? But they did not listen to the voice of their father, though Yah was pleased to put them to death. And the young Shemuel was great in stature, and was in favor with Yah and also with men. And a man of Elohim came to Eli and said to him, Thus said Yah, did I not clearly reveal myself to the house of your father when they were in Mitzrayim, in Pharaoh's house, even to choose him out of all the tribes of Israel to be my priest, to offer upon my slaughter place, to burn incense, and to wear a shoulder garment before me? And did I not give to the house of your father all the offerings of the children of Israel made by fire? Why do you kick at my slaughtering and my offering which I have commanded in my dwelling place, and esteem your sons above me, to make yourselves fat with the best of all the offerings of Israel my people? Therefore Yah Elohim of Israel declares, I said indeed that your house and the house of your father would walk before me forever. But now Yah declares, far be it from me, for those who highly esteem me I highly esteem, and those who despise me are lightly esteemed. See, the days are coming that I shall cut off your arm and the arm of your father's house, so that an old man shall not be found in your house. And you shall see an enemy in my dwelling place, despite all the good which Elohim does for Israel. And there shall not be an old man in your house forever. But any of your men whom I do not cut off from my slaughter place is to consume your eyes and grieve your life, and all the increase of your house die as men. And this is the sign to you that comes upon your two sons, upon Hophni and Phinehas. In one day they are going to die, both of them. And I shall raise up for myself a trustworthy priest, who does according to what is in my heart and in my being. And I shall build him a steadfast house, and he shall walk before my anointed forever. And it shall be that everyone who is left in your house shall come and bow down to him for a piece of silver and a cake of bread, and say, Please put me in one of the priestly positions to eat a piece of bread. 1 Samuel 3. And the young Shemuel was serving Yah before Eli. And the word of Yah was rare in those days, no vision breaking forth. And it came to be in that day that Eli was laying down in his place, and his eyes had begun to grow dim, so that he was unable to see. And the lamp of Elohim had not gone out in the call of Yah, where the ark of Elohim was. And Shemuel was lying down to sleep. And Yah called Shemuel, and he answered, Here I am. Pardon. He then ran to Eli and said, Here I am, for you called me. But he said, I did not call. Lie down again. So he went and lay down. And Yah again called Shemuel. And Shemuel arose and went to Eli and said, Here I am, for you called me. But he answered, My son, I did not call. Lie down again. Now Shemuel did not yet know Yah, and the word of Yah was not yet revealed to him. And Yah called Shemuel again, the third time, and he arose and went to Eli and said, Here I am, for you did call me. Then Eli understood that Yah had called the youth. So Eli said to Shemuel, Go, lie down, and it shall be, if he calls you, you say, Speak, Yah, for your servant hears. Then Shemuel went and lay down in his place. And Yah came and stood and called as at other times, Shemuel, Shemuel. And Shemuel answered, Speak, for your servant hears. And Yah said to Shemuel, See, I am doing a matter in Israel, at which both ears of everyone who hears it shall tingle. In that day I shall confirm against Eli all that I have spoken concerning his house, from beginning to end. For I have declared to him that I am judging his house forever for the crookedness which he knows, because his sons cursed Elohim, and he did not rebuke them. Therefore I have sworn to the house of Eli that the crookedness of the house of Eli shall never be atoned for, by slaughtering or grain offering. And Shemuel lay down until morning, and opening the doors of the house of Yah, and Shemuel was afraid to report the vision to Eli. Then Eli called Shemuel, and said, Shemuel, my son. And he answered, Here I am. And he said, What is the word that he spoke to you? Please do not hide it from me. Elohim, do so to you, and more also, if you hide a word from me of all the words that he spoke to you. And Shemuel reported to him all the words, and hid none from him. And he said, It is Yah, let him do what is good in his eyes. And Shemuel grew up, and Yah was with him, and did not let any of his words fall to the ground. And all Israel, from Dan to Beersheba, knew that Shemuel had been established as a prophet of Yah. And Yah continued to appear in Shiloh, because Yah revealed himself to Shemuel in Shiloh by the word of Yah.